Hi guys, this is Puff and welcome back to Dragon Ball XENOVERSE. Today is a little bit of a how-to to basically win almost any fight you get into. Now, this tactic will be a little bit cheap, so if you're doing this online, make sure to say you're sorry afterwards and just leave, but this will guarantee you a win in most scenarios. Now, I realize some people do actually know how to get through this, but this is a really useful technique. Now, the first thing you're going to need is the male margin race. They're slower and they have a huge increase in stamina and HP, which is what you're going to need. Basically, you're going to be building a tank here. And here, I'll show you my stats right now, and 75 is actually pretty good level 4 competitive when you're actually doing online. But the attributes I have is 100% in HP and 100% in stamina. Now, after that, you want to just work on your basic attack. Strike supers aren't that important here in Ki and Kai Blast supers. You won't be using any of these in Ki. Well, you'll get that through this basically fighting. And here's where the actual strategy goes in. After you make your margin, you want to get these specific skills. Now, there is a couple you could switch around. You're going to want to have Explosive Blue Punch, Super Drain, Fighting Pose F, and Dancing Power. Now, if you're using DLCs, you can actually switch Candy Beam out for the Freeze technique, and I will give you a little bit of amount of time for a Super Drain, which is more useful, but Candy Beam will be what you need for Fighting Pose F. Now, this is your main go-to move here, Fighting Pose F. What it does is when you activate it, you can't be grabbed. It gives you a super shield, and you can't take any damage, but it drains your ki at a massive rate every time you get punched. But if you're at 100% stamina, or I meant to say stamina earlier, this will allow you to keep going for a while with Super Drain in the middle of a combo to keep it going even longer. And here's another thing you're going to want. You're going to want the Z-Soul Aren't I Nice, which you get from a Captain Ginyu quest, and what this does is it increases the time of your fighting pose boost, and it even makes it to where you get extra stamina while you're using it. So that's going to be the most helpful thing. Things like body change are kind of like last resort because this character isn't built for like punching and stuff. So if you're losing completely, pull this out, surprise your opponent, and you can usually win if this hits. Just this combination is just kind of an extra if you think you can get a few good hits in. So these two are the most important. The Dancing Power gives you a few seconds to get them with a Super Drain, which is why I have that in there. And it can also wear somebody out who's using Super Saiyan, so works pretty well with that. An Explosive Blue Punch works really well with people who won't stop snap vanishing. Using this will allow you to hit them from both sides. Really useful technique. Now let me show you exactly how this combination would work, and we're going to go to offline battles right now just to make sure, because every once in a while, if you're fighting somebody with a lot of BP, they know how to deal with this strategy, because guard break will break your stamina when you're using this, and it will make you vulnerable temporarily. Let's do a 1v1. And I always grab Raccoon because he has the most HP as my sparring partner. And let's go to Cell Games, because most of the time you're going to want something really close and pit in, like the World Tournament Arena, if you're going to be using this technique. Now obviously this isn't an actual character, so he will be easy to beat, and he won't be exactly too smart. So when you hit him with a few moves, then you use Candy Beam, turns him into candy. You can't hit him, he can't hit you. AI will just sit there, people run away. And what this does, it gives you plenty of time to use Fighting Pose F. Then you can continue this combo, repeatedly super draining them, giving you more and more stamina. I would say this lasts about, say, for 20 seconds, so every now and then use Fighting Pose F again. But the Aren't I Nice will boost it quite a bit. Really useful. And this technique will make it to where they can't damage you. You can even get perfects off of people if you can manage to hit them with the candy rate fast enough. And that's the Blue Punch, which does a little bit of damage, and it tracks through the attack, so as long as you're close, it works really well. And as you can see, he just used an evasive, and I didn't take anything, so I could just keep the combo going. As you can see, my Fighting Pose F did run out, so what you want to do is just use the Super Drain really quick, then get it off, because it usually will give you enough time. And as you can see, Raccoon's down, I need a bunch of HP, but just not enough for this technique. And yes, I've tried this multiple times online. I've even got had a lot of actual rank points off of it. Really useful technique, but make sure to say you're sorry to somebody if you're playing them just ordinarily online, because it is one of the cheaper techniques, but this will allow you to win almost any battle. Heck, even those ones where they run away, you can just kind of sit there, repeatedly using the final press F, and they'll probably throw like a key blast or something, but that won't do anything to you. Only the melee fighters can do anything, and they have to know what they're doing anyways. So I hope you guys enjoyed this how-to video. It's a pretty quick one, but I wanted to show off this little technique I learned, and I hope you guys like it. Tell me if you want to watch more of these little how-to videos, or if you would prefer something else. Thank you very much, and see you next time.